Hi there folks, now this week I want to talk to you about what I think are the main things that you need if you want to consider a career in the markets, in Forex or what have you. Now whether you're thinking about giving up your day job or thinking about doing this on a part-time basis, I think there are certain things that you definitely need to give yourself half a chance to succeed in this business. So that's basically what I want to go through today. The first thing that you need if you want to succeed in this business is realistic expectations. Now I'm not going to go too much into that now. I've done plenty of videos on about what you can expect out of the markets, but I'm more talking about like the infrastructure, the things you need around yourself to give yourself half a chance. Let's face it, most people that come into the markets, they fail. I'm not sure what the statistics actually are. I see it branded all over the place that 95% of traders fail. I'm not quite sure what it is. I know the broker platforms that I use, they have to divulge here in the UK the amount of winning traders. I think it's around about 75, 76% are failing in the business. And I think the reason why people are failing mainly is that they don't take it seriously. They're not actually putting any real serious thought into what it takes to become a trader. And I'm not just talking about looking at the price charts. If you start off with the right mindset that you want to take this seriously, then you're halfway there, I think, to achieving your goals. So what do you need? Well, of course, the most important thing that you need from the get-go is a computer. Now, a computer that's able to basically allow you to hook in to the broker platform. Now, often you'll see people like me with loads of screens behind us. I've got 1, 2, I've got 4 behind me there, I've got 1 over there as well. I'm sitting in here with basically 7 screens. Do you need 7 screens to trade the markets? Possibly not. In fact, I'm sure you don't need 7 screens. Of course, I'm streaming live around inside our trading room all the time, so it does help me with the broadcasting software and the charts and the chat room as well. But in all fairness, to trade the markets, you don't need 7 screens. A simple laptop would suffice. A laptop with an internet connection. Now, personally, I think if you're serious and you've got the budget, it might be good to have maybe 2 screens, maybe link in another screen to your laptop as well. So then you can have your broker platform on one screen, you've got your charts on the other for your analysis, and of course, your trading on the other screen. But it's not essential, but 2 screens I think would be great. 3, better. 4, in excess. 5, well, absolutely ridiculous, some people will say. I touched on it there. You need an internet connection, and you need a solid internet connection. The last thing you want to be doing is taking trades in the market or trying to get out of trades in the market if your internet is fluctuating and dropping in, dropping out as well. Now, depending, of course, on how serious you are, you may want a backup as well. You're in a trade and it is going disastrously wrong. Something's happened, you want to get out, internet's gone down, but you've seen it on the news or something. You want to be able to get out of the trade should you wish to. So maybe a backup. Now, I see a lot of traders using their phone to trade the markets. Now, some people are only able to trade with a phone, that they don't have maybe a PC, and people ask me, can you trade from the phone? Yes, you can trade from the phone. For me, my phone is a backup. Quite honestly, if you're trading on the phone, chances are you're not going to be putting in the full analysis. Remember, the biggest reason why many fail in this business is because of the psychology, the emotions of it. If you're sitting there or you're walking out, you're in the supermarket, you're dropping your kids to school and you're hooked into the market and you're looking at the price, this is going to heighten your emotions. Quite frankly, I don't think you should be trading from a phone. I know some of you have to trade from a phone because that's all you have. But for me, it's not the preferred approach. And if indeed you do have access to PCs, laptops and so forth, and a couple of screens, then I would say don't use the phone at all. It's actually more of a hindrance than it's not. I've seen many traders out there looking at their trades all the time, getting emotionally involved in each trade. You've often heard me say in the past, trading is not about one trade. That trade doesn't matter. It's the law of large numbers. It's what you do over the next 100 trades, 1,000 trades that matter. So why is that trade that important? You have to watch it when you're away from your screen. So I would say if you can, ditch the phone. Okay, of course, to trade the markets, you do need to have a broker. Now, there are plenty of brokers out there to choose from. We also have contacts with a few brokers as well, but you should do your due diligence on the brokers. There are plenty of brokers out there that are very unscrupulous. They're out to just take your money. If you can, make sure your broker is perhaps regulated. Check out your broker, check out the customer service. Maybe do a test with the broker. Deposit a small amount of money, then withdraw a small amount of money. Do you have to pay to withdraw money from your broker? So do some due diligence on that. Get yourself a broker that you are confident with. One thing I will say about the broker, because a lot of people do ask me about this, the broker won't determine whether you're going to be a good trader or not. People say, what is the best broker to use? Well, quite honestly, the broker is very important, but it won't determine your success. Most broker platforms, they might have different spreads or different commissions and so forth, but that's not really going to be the determining factor. What you do in your head is going to be much, much more important. So do your due diligence on the broker. Also check out the trading entities. If you're trading the Forex, what trading Forex pairs are you allowed to trade? You might want to trade indices like stocks or S&P 500, or you might want to trade the German markets or gold, oil and so forth, different commodities. Check out what your broker is going to give you access to, because it is quite important. But it is well worth checking out, of course, the commissions and the size of those spreads. Now, without going into too much detail, depending on what type of trader you are, that can be quite relevant. If you're going to be scalping the markets, for example, that's in and out of the market multiple times a day, then of course you are not going to be too happy with very wide spreads. You want tight spreads because your stops are going to be closer as well. And obviously if you're using a broker that has wide spreads, that may be detrimental to that as well. So do some checking on that, what type of way they're going to charge you, because all brokers charge for their services. The other thing you need to consider is the trading platform that you are going to use. Now, the most commonly used trading platform out there is offered free by many of the brokers is MT4. Now, the newer version is MT5. As I say, most of the brokers offer that. MT4, MT5, we use it here in the trading room. It's a bit clunky. It does the job. There are better platforms out there. But MT4, MT5 is very good. As I say, we've got some expert advisors that we have coded up as well. There's a whole library of expert advisors offered in different communities. We offer the same as well. So MT4 is good enough. You may want to look at other platforms like CTrader. A lot of the broker platforms offer CTrader. This will seem double Dutch to you. I have done videos on that as well in the past. You can check them out or search them. CTrader is like an alternative to MT4, offered free by many of the brokers as well. Maybe you want to look at TradingView. Now, TradingView is a subscription service. I think you get a free version as well. It gives you sort of like limited charts and so forth. But you can pay varying levels as well. The more you pay, the more content and the more interaction you get. I actually quite like TradingView as well. I use it in conjunction with my MT4 as well. There's lots of tools that you can use on TradingView as well. So do go and check that out. Again, that does come at a price if you want to have a higher level of service. There are other platforms out there as well, but you need to decide on the platform that you're starting with. Quite honestly, if you're starting off, I think you'll be fine with MT4 and MT5. Now, the other thing that I use, I've turned it down for this video, is a live squawk. Basically a squawk keeping me informed of what's going on in the day. Now, you don't need a squawk. It helps me. Obviously, I'm streaming live as well, but it does help me sometimes refocus. It bellows out at me if something's happening in the markets that I wasn't aware of. I didn't see it on the Twitter feed or on the news feed. It bellows out. You may want to invest in that. There are some squawks out there that are absolutely free. You can go to their sites and what have you. I think they're normally delayed if they're free, maybe 10-15 seconds. If you're not trading the news, that's most probably absolutely fine. A 15-second delay isn't going to trouble you too much. If you want real time, mine is real time. I get it the second it's announced. It's very good for data releases as well. Then I have to pay a small fee for that as well. If you want to talk about who I use, you can always drop me a line or come over to the site, Forex Signals, and I'll talk to you about that as well. So a squawk, maybe an extra that you don't need, but I certainly think it's something worthwhile if you're thinking about taking this to the next level. Now, the next thing that I think you absolutely need is education. Now, it is the broker's bread and butter. Seeing traders come into the markets for the first time, dropping in $500 here or $1,000 here, trading the markets, don't really know what they're doing. You've heard my expression. I call it the unconscious incompetence. Basically, you don't know what you don't know. Brokers love that type of trader because you basically end up just blowing up your trading accounts. So I think education is really important. You can learn this on YouTube. You can learn it in books as well. I've got all the books here as well. I'm a contributor here on YouTube. But are you going to learn how to trade? Are you going to learn about the emotions, the psychology, just by reading it in a book? The chances are you're not. But you definitely need to embark on education. I would say before you even start to trade, you think about educating yourself about this business. Learn how it works. Basically decide on what type of trader you think you're going to be suitable to. You may have a day job. You may have a day job that only allows you 2 or 3 hours a day. Well, there's certain ways that you should be trading the market if you are only able to be at the screens for 2 or 3 hours a day. You may be looking to do this full time, 8, 10 hours a day. Well, again, there's certain ways that you should be trading the markets, but you should be aware of these different methods of trading that are going to suit the way you are, not only in your daily life, but also in your mental makeup. Some people are very highly strung and emotional. Some people are more laid back. Again, you need to know all about that. Remember, the biggest issue that traders face is the emotions. That's why I also think that trading within a community is very, very important. Trading in the community, basically you're with other people, like-minded people, not necessarily always taking the same trades, but hearing what other people are saying about the markets and offering varying degrees of support as you go. It also makes trading much more fun. I know trading shouldn't be fun, as it were, but once you're sitting here on the screens on your own, sitting there in your home office, it can get quite boring. And with boredom, the temptation is that you overtrade. So being in a community often will help you not get this sort of suffer from this boredom thing, which can cause the overtrading. So I say you need to decide on the style of trading. Are you going to be a scalper? Are you going to be a long-term swing trader? All this is part of the education as well. And the next thing that I think is really important if you're serious about a trading career is some backtesting software. Now, you can backtest your trading strategies, your trading plan, using the regular platforms that we use, TradingView and MT4 and all that. But if you're serious, you may want to consider investing in some backtesting software. There are plenty out there. I'm not here to promote an individual backtesting software, but certainly worth looking at as well. Again, if you want to come over to the site here, I'll tell you who I use, but I'm not here to promote individual companies here on YouTube. But there are certain companies out there that offer some really, really powerful backtesting kit. And I think that is one of the most important parts of a trading career, is how much backtesting and how efficient your strategy has performed and how you performed in the past before you even think about putting real money into that. So get yourself, if you can, if your budget allows it, some backtesting software. The ones I look at certainly are not that particularly expensive these days anyway, I don't think. I certainly think it's much better spending your money on backtesting than just blowing your money on the charts before you've actually done any pre-prepping work. The other thing that I think is really important is a trade journal. Now, trade journal is basically your Bible. It's basically your business. It basically tracks everything that you are doing, every trade that you take in the markets. It should be journaled, the winners and the losers, even before the trade is closed out. Remember, losing trades, they actually cost money when you take a losing trade, but that money shouldn't be wasted. That is data. That's data that you should be putting into your trade journal so that you can monitor this and treat this, as I say, like a business. Now, you can use a good old-fashioned pen and paper, get a book out of the supermarket and just whatever, or you can use an Excel spreadsheet, or indeed you can find them free out there I've seen some really good journals sort of just put out there by other community members as well. If you're not too clever or hot at coding, writing Excel spreadsheets as well. There are some that you pay for, there are some that are free as well. But I do think it's worthwhile. You're looking for a journal and keep the journal up to date on each and every trade. That I think is essential along with back testing as well. Maybe not as essential as having 5 screens, maybe not as essential as having a squawk, but essential if you're going to give yourself half a chance in succeeding. And I think if you want to take it to a next level, if you're serious about taking this to a full-time career, then maybe consider getting into some type of mentorship program as well, where you're sort of covered by someone that's going to hold your hand along the way. Either it's on a one-to-one or in small groups as well. That is very worthwhile. Maybe you're not there just at the moment, but certainly something that you should consider down the line. Think about it. All the top sports stars in the world, they all have mentors to keep them on track. So having a mentor is not a sign of incompetence. A mentor basically is there to keep you on track, to keep you focused and keep you guided. A lot of people underestimate the power of having someone such as that. So these are the basic things that I think that you need if you're serious about a career or part-time career trading the markets. As I say, it's the broker's bread and butter, just coming in, dropping in small amounts into the markets without taking this seriously. Set up your stall with a serious intent. And these are the few things that I think you should be doing if you have that serious intent. If you're coming in without the serious intent, then I personally think that you are doomed to fail. If you like this video, if it makes sense to you, do leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down. I do get back to all the comments as well. As you know, we are streaming live around the clock here in our Forex Signals community. If you want to take part in that, you can do so. Just come over to the site. I think there's a link in the description there as well. You can take out a 7-day free trial. You can interact with me as well on a one-to-one basis. Let me know that you've come in from the YouTube channel, and I'll of course roll out the red carpet. We can have a little chat, sort out maybe a plan for you in your trading career. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you don't already do so, and that bell notification notifies you when the next video is being released, which, as you know now, is a couple of times a week. Follow us on all the socials as per. Okay, thanks for that. Have a good week, and I'll see you next week.